The year is 1977, and David Thompson is the GOAT. Well, the disputable GOAT, because technically it's still Bill Russell, but people will have forgotten about him shortly enough, yeah? Mostly because Thompson is helping change the game. He's playing above the rim, taking people off the dribble, and finishing with moves we really haven't seen before. So his contributions are entertaining and mostly on the offensive side. That's what's gonna push the game forward. He finished up the year averaging 38 points and 12 rebounds as a shooting guard. He led the Nuggets to a 70-win record, and still he only won the MVP by one vote. One. They wanted to give it to Bill Walton, and that would have been the biggest robbery since John Havlicek stole the ball. That's not to say Walton didn't have himself a year. He averaged 29 points, 21 rebounds, and 9 assists, so if his team had won 70 games, he probably would have ran away with it. But hey, at least he can run at all, right? He's got no foot injuries, there are no injuries. Gotta compromise somewhere. But simply put, the year 1977 is all about David Thompson. He's inspiring millions of young hoopers, one of which may or may not be named Michael Jordan. He's just finished up a playoff run which is not going to be touched anytime soon. It begins with him leading the Nuggets to a sweep of the Kansas City Kings, and they didn't even bother broadcasting those games. There won't be basketball in Kansas much longer. He then went on to settle the discussion between he and Bill Walton in the second round with a gentleman sweep of the Blazers. Walton's production from the regular season totally fell off, Thompson's got better, and the Blazers look totally outclassed, so if the MVP race comes to these two again in another year, assuming the regular season is similar to what it was here, it probably won't be that difficult this time. And then in the conference finals, he got to go up against the league's golden boy in Rick Barry. He led the Warriors to a 70+ win record, and then may or may not have had to invent the three-point shot to avoid going out in the second round. Either way, his legacy was on the line in that Game 6, he responded, they dealt with Chicago handedly in the 7th, and so there we were, two 70-win teams duking it out for supremacy of a conference. Very hard fought and close series, but despite Rick Barry's privilege, he could not deal with a David Thompson minus the injuries and coke. Denver advanced, but things did not get any easier as they were up against their second straight 70-win team, this being the 72-10 Buffalo Braves housing a young Moses Malone, MVP level Bob McAdoo, and Adrian Dantley. It felt a lot like a prototypical super team. The Buffaloes were on the verge of taking a 3-1 lead on Denver's home floor. Dantley hit a shot to send that game into overtime, which may or may not have counted, but limited by the technology of our time, couldn't really tell in real time. Nevertheless, that did not matter because David Thompson is currently the most talented guard to have ever handled a basketball. Well, there's Pete Maravich in New Orleans as well, but don't think he's ever actually going to lead that team to winning. With Buffalo having missed their chance to seize momentum, Thompson forced the series into a tie, and that was all the daylight he needed. The Nuggets went on to win the next two, and your 1977 NBA champions. Thompson did a clean sweep, the MVP, championship, finals MVP. Visually and statistically the most impressive player throughout the season, and at the ripe age of 23, he's got no clear end in sight. There's also the glaring fact that the Nuggets went on to acquire Walt Frazier over the summer, but that's a different story. With the first pick in the 77 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns selected Bernard King. Should be a good challenge for Thompson in Denver at some point, but the Suns have got a lot of building to do around him before that comes to fruition. But we'll see who pops up as potential challengers over the next few seasons. Apparently there's a nice young lad by the name of Larry. He's coming up in the 78 draft. Overall, there's just a lot of skill, athleticism, and flashiness coming along that, no doubt, Thompson himself will have inspired, so he won't be able to stay on top forever. That's to say, we won't be able to call him David Thompson. Yeah? No? New live sims every week on Twitch. Link in the comment section and description. 1978 coming right up.